if you don't have to stay either. Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I am a self-belief coach and founder of the most amazing membership in the world, Vivid Business Club. I am currently live streaming to Instagram. Thank you for those of you who are watching on Instagram and recording here. And as you can see, this is my new office. Well, it's obviously the same place. I'm looking in the wrong camera. I'm trying to be all tech savvy. I'm looking in the wrong place. Right, I'm there. I've got 2 headphones in because I'm recording on Instagram and on a different camera. We're here. We're rocking, we're rolling. I wanted to today, I'm talking about what you think you need in business versus what you actually need in business. Somewhere along the lines, a long time ago, when we started this business lark, we had an idea in our heads about what the fundamental foundations of business were. Now, right now, I want you to go and grab a piece of paper. If you're live on Instagram, send me a comment if you can. I want you to tell me, what do you believe, or what did you believe you felt was very necessary to be in your business? What was it that you had to have in your business in order for it to be successful? And straight away, we might be thinking, well, I mean, contribute if you want to. You might be thinking some kind of like, what are the foundations? No, I know. Finances, accountant, some kind of marketing strategy, an audience. An audience helps, doesn't it? If you're thinking back to the days when you didn't have an online business and it was, in person, it was about getting your word of mouth, people knowing who you are, getting out and about, having followers. What do you think your business needs? Followers, likes, views on your content, maybe a viral reel. Who thinks they need that to be successful now? An office, a laptop, a phone. These are the things, like, you can't operate a business without those things. Do you think? And one of the things that I really believe changes as you progress in your business is when you understand that what we have been taught in business about what we think we need, loads of courses, tools, tips, tricks, more courses, Canva, everyone needs Canva, a email system, a website, all of these things you think you need in a business. And somewhere along the lines, I was in that boat too. And I remember, and some of my clients as well, when you start your business and you are filled with this intense passion, this intense optimism and enthusiasm for something that's going to be bigger than you, bigger than what you believe could be possible for you. And it all lies in all of these things that you think you need. Fast forward a few years, when you realize that actually most of that is not needed. It's desirable, wouldn't it be great? But it's not fundamental to the business that you want to create for you, your services, for your clients and your customers. The kind of business that gives you freedom. What do we mean by freedom? Freedom with money, freedom with family, freedom with time, energy, choice, control, autonomy. Those choices that we can make in our lives in order for our freedom to flourish. None of those things happen without mindset. We have been trained, and I'm going to say like patriarchal society, within our schools. God, I'm getting a little bit political now. Let's take a step. Being political in regards to education systems are set up in order to, if you're not academic, if you are not getting the A grades, then, or if you're not sporty, you either or, aren't you? You have to be good at something really well in order to succeed at school, and have these. We'll train to, even from primary school. You've got your SATs, and then you have exams every year at school, and then you have assessments all the time. You have reports that where your effort is put into a number. All these metrics, these numbers, this data, this black and white data that we believe makes us successful if we hit a certain level within, in comparison to our competitors and the people around us. That is how we are measured and how we've always been measured. How much money you've got, how big your house has got, is, how many holidays you go on in a year. All of these metrics that potentially people around us measure our success on. And so therefore we reflect that back into ourselves and measure our success on that. And we think we need all these things. We need to have lots of followers on Instagram. We need, or TikTok or YouTube or, you know, whatever. We need to have this level of vanity metrics in order to show up. How many of you listening have got a business now and think, I've only got 10 views, maybe not even that on your stories. What's the point? What's the point in showing up for them 10 people? Oh, well, I'll tell you, those 10 people are your mega fans. They need you. They want you. They're looking for you. So show up for them. With 10 followers, 10 people on your stories, think about 10 people in a room that you could be talking to. If you think that you can't grow a successful business on Instagram, just if you haven't got big Instagram followers, that didn't make sense. Having, you know, a large number of Instagram followers. That's what we think we need. But my love, it's not true. What we need, what we want to be successful, I hate saying need, but what we want to be successful is a mindset that is robust and resilient and curious. A mindset that honors who you are to your very core, that unapologetically is you in every sense of the word. Now, there's a journey on that, but I want to take you on my journey. Now, if you're watching this live on Instagram or YouTube, you can see I'm surrounded by animal print. My lovely animal print wave going through the middle of the room. I have an animal print top on, animal print headphones. I've got my zebra cushion over there that's upside down, and I've got a polka dot rug. All of these things honor my vivid personality, and that is why all of my branding and everything is all about being vivid. I've been told many times in my life that I'm too loud. Hands up for the loud people. I've been told many times I'm too much and too bold, too in your face. Well, I'm not in your face for the right people. And what I felt I needed when I started this business was to, it was like, I didn't understand that all I needed was to be myself. And so I worried many times. I worried a lot about what other people thought of me, and who was I to have a business that talked about what people wanted in their business, like self-belief, when I had come from where I'd come from. And that's just not true, because when you are honoring who you really are and showing up as your most vivid self, it's like every puzzle piece that you thought you lacked in your business just doesn't matter anymore. You attract these most amazing people to you because you are being your most authentic self. And also, by the way, it's well wanky when people say, "Gotta be your most authentic self." I think that's a pile of wank, because and also I read somewhere that people that say I'm really authentic are actually not authentic, and they're just, again, being a bit wanky. And I just am saying right now, who gives a shit whether you are a bit wanky? It's a brilliant word to use here. A bit wanky on social media by saying authentic. Do you know, there's so many, I'm just getting a bit angry now. There's so many people that I see this content, and if you ever show me a piece of content that says any of this shit, I'm going to just totally unfollow you, because just show up as your most magic self. just winding me up about these formulas for how you're supposed to create content. If you know who you're talking to, you know that you create something amazing and you show up in your magic. You don't need a hook, a 5-second thing, a da-da-da. You just don't need it. Some of the most successful people I know on social media just have carousel posts or static posts, just look good. I think when you show up as your most magic self, anything you produce looks good. Well, just nearly knocked my coffee over. Anything. Just gonna have a quick glug of my coffee. This is one of those episodes where I'm like, I am gonna make a point. I am making a point. My doubt is loud today, though. I'm gonna be vulnerable right now. My doubt this morning was so loud. It was incredibly loud. I felt incredibly vulnerable this morning. And like, full transparency, I was trying to take a selfie of my face and I just don't feel that confident at the moment. But I think it's just today. I just don't feel like my most confident self. And so I was trying to take this picture so that I could share that I had all these amazing guests today for the podcast. And I just couldn't take a picture. It was so strange because I haven't felt like that in a really, really, really long time, because I made myself a promise quite a while ago, no filters and no deleting. So anything that I put on Instagram usually is what I've taken. I've not deleted it. But today I think I must have taken, no word of a lie, 20 photos to take one photo. And I just thought, oh my God, just put it up. What's wrong with you? And it was because my doubt was telling me I was inadequate today. My doubt was telling me, I call her Clara, as you know, my imposter syndrome was saying, I think it must have been, who are you to have all of these amazing people on your podcast today? Like, what the frig? What the frigging frig? I've had Gay Hendricks on my podcast, for frig's sake. And I didn't feel like that day. But today was hard. And this is why I wanted to talk about this today, because we build a business where we think we need Instagram followers and loads of courses and all of these things, when actually what we need is a robust, a resilient, a curious mindset that grows our self-belief. That is what we need. And I had I had a beautiful conversation with Eilish Lucas, who is a couple of episodes ago. I can't remember the number. Go and listen to that podcast episode. We talk about burnout and recovering from burnout and how to recognize the signs. It's a really powerful episode. And in that episode, it is time and time again the evidence that what we need is 80% mindset, 20% strategy. So that 20% is the marketing tools, the systems, the support, the VA, all of that, 20%. So if that's quite a lot, can you imagine how much work you want to invest in your mindset? How can you invest in your mindset? Well, I can tell you. Find a community. Find people that are on your wavelength. A client today said to me, she was struggling again. I think maybe it's something to do with the moon, but she was struggling today with her mindset. And she said, I'm not hanging around with people that people that are boosting my mindset. How can she find them? Well, she's very lucky. She's part of the membership. So it was like, get yourself in that co-working space. So I'm the founder of the Vivid Business Club membership. The doors are open today. If you're listening to the podcast episode, they're not. If you're on Instagram, they're not open till next week. But the doors are opening for the Vivid Business Club. And why I created this community was that I don't want any business owner to ever feel alone. I don't want anyone to feel alone in their thoughts, in how vulnerable and raw they can feel because of going out of their comfort zone, that they can find a group of people that have been there, done that, going through it. So having a community of people around you that not only lift you up, but comfort you. Comfort. How that is not a weakness to seek comfort when we are fighting our doubt and our mindset. Comfort is really, really important. I talk about this with the rescue remedy that I always say, like, you got to have a rescue remedy in your back pocket, because there are days when your doubt is going to be like turned up the volume. Your doubt and your imposter syndrome is going to crank it right up. And you need some tools to turn the volume up of, so that you can counteract those feelings. So, for example, my rescue remedy covers, it's like a flame. So our self-belief, when it's knocked out of us, like a tiny little flame, it's a spark. Sometimes it's just embers, and we need to stoke that fire. We need to bring it back. And what does a flame need? It needs heat, it needs fuel, and it needs oxygen. How can we find that within our mindset in order to move forward? Oxygen, get some space, go and move your body, get into the air. Just take a great big lung full of spring air. Oh my God, isn't that amazing? Go and do that. Get yourself outside. And if you can't do that, go for a drive. Silence, total silence. Go for a walk in silence. Go and find 5 minutes in a cupboard. All seriousness, like, get some space where you can just breathe the fuck out of life, because, my love, you are here, you are living, and you have the opportunity to change how you're feeling right now, and just breathe in the power that you're alive. How many times do we get to do that? Like, we get to wake up in the morning. What a privilege. Like, seriously. Number 2, fuel. Anchor. Your fuel is your anchor to who you are. So find some joy in something that you love. For me, it's reading a novel, not a self-development book. Self-development books are work. That does not count. Find joy in a novel, in a thriller, read Harry Potter again, or Dragon's Tattoo series. That's so good. Read a book that can take you to another place and let your brain just, or listen to your favorite tunes. Beyonce's got a new album out. Have I spoken about that enough? Go and listen to some music. Spend some time journaling. Oh God, I love writing. I hate calling it journaling for some reason. I don't know why, but go and spend some time writing. Anchor, find something that is you, not mum, not wife, not business owner, not friend, not sister. You, just you. Find that and let it fuel your recovery back, and fuel that self-belief flame back up. And the third thing, the heat that you would need for this flame, is kindness. Give yourself comfort. My remedy, whenever I do this, whenever my doubt is on the floor, I go straight to bed if I can, obviously, but as soon as Jackson's in bed, I'm up those stairs. I put my favorite pajamas on, I get into my bed, I watch EastEnders, or some kind of documentary or something like that. I mean, I love EastEnders, or Married at First Sight Australia. Like, TV, I don't need to think about. Though I have got an issue with EastEnders at the moment, but I feel like that's a whole podcast episode. Not really for this podcast, probably. And I drink a cup of tea, and if I can, I will get a Kit Kat and drink my tea through the Kit Kat, or I will have some kind of chocolate, or cheese on toast, my Nana Vi style. So my Nana Violet used to make this cheese on toast where she put the bread, she used to make her bread every day before she got dementia, put the bread in the grill, you toast one side, flip it, butter, cheese in the grill, spread the cheese, and then grill it a bit more, and then out it comes. And I used to sprinkle a little bit of white pepper on it. I don't know why I used to do that, but if I make that for myself, I'm in the game. And I sit and write as well. So whether I'm watching the TV or I'm writing, this is the process. And it takes me about an hour to do that whole process. When I've done that, I feel great. It's just these amazing things. So this is what we need in our business. We need a rescue remedy. We need a rescue remedy for when our doubts shit and being an arsehole. We need it to fire up that self-belief. We need people around us, 100%. And even to the point where I'm going to say it, I don't think you need this, by the way, because if you, for example, join the Vivid Business Club membership, it's a coaching membership. Therefore, you have me as your coach as soon as you become a member. But if you wanted to really level up your mindset and support yourself in ways that you can't even imagine right now, get a coach. I know a good one. Her name's Claire Hill. That kind of work and investment on your mindset. Because I tell you now, the amount of people I know that wouldn't blink an eye at investing £2,000 in a course. I mean, my rates are a bit more than £2,000 at the minute. Well, not for my VIP days, but if would invest £2,000 in a course, no worries, no sweat, get a certificate, brilliant. Maybe I should do that for my one-on-one clients, like give them a certificate. Maybe that would help with the buying psychology. But because you cannot measure the return on investment with mindset, with a data and a number, people shy away from that investment when it is the most critical and value-packed investment that you could make. Because if your mindset is robust, resilient, curious, and you have self-belief, and you've 10x that self-belief so that you can overcome your doubts and grow a magically successful business, you're not telling me you're going to be making more money, that you won't be smiling more, that you won't have capacity to deal with your children in a calm way, that you won't find more time to spend with your partner, that you won't enjoy the basics of life that we get, like clean water. How much more joy would you have in your life that if every time you had a drink of water, nearly missed my mouth then, you appreciated it massively, that when you get to pay your bills, it doesn't feel like a tug and a pain, it feels like an honor, feels like a not loyalty, what is it, a privilege to pay your bills. We get heat and light into our homes. I've got it over there with the redecoration of the office. I've put lightning bolts over my heater and a little flower around my light. I should have done the sun, shouldn't I? Yeah, oh well. That I wanted to have that there. So every time I saw it, I was like, I'm so grateful that I have heating and light into my office. These are the things, if you have self-belief, if you have a resilient, robust, and curious mindset that you work on daily, that you layer up the habits like a lasagna, like every day there's another step, another thing that you're layering on top to really, truly embody that 10x self-belief, that self-belief that makes you unstoppable. You have an idea, you've done it. Imagine not having power in your doubt. Imagine taking the power out of doubt, taking that paralyzing frozenness of procrastination out of your working week. How much more could you achieve? How much more could you do? How many more ideas would you get off the ground? How much more visible would you be? How much more money would you make? There's nothing bad in 10x in your self-belief. It's just the decision for you is whether you believe that it will change anything. And maybe everything you've already been doing has not gotten you where you want to be. So is it time to change things up? Is it time to recognize that actually 80% of everything that you want to be investing your money, your time, your energy, is into your mindset, and not worrying about Instagram followers, worrying about Instagram views on reels, worrying about little sales that are coming in, worrying about Mandy next door who thinks that you might be above your station. What about if that was just not even thought about? What if all of that energy that you spent worrying about all of those things was invested into your mindset? What power and goodness and bloody magical things could be brought into the world if you chose that? What if? This is the beauty, isn't it? The curious mindset. What if? So today is the first day of the self-belief challenge. And which is unusual for me, the doors for the self-belief challenge are actually open all week. Because you get to catch up on the video mini lessons, which are about 15 minutes each, and you get forever access to the private podcast, which has the lessons in too. So these private podcasts are going to be so powerful. They're going to sit in your phone for when you need them. You go for a little 15-minute walk around the block, stick my little mini lesson number 3 into your ears forever. You get that access forever for £7. And if you really want to upgrade, if you really want to see what I'm about, I want to test out whether this 7 steps to 10x in your self-belief works, upgrade to VIP, and you get to donate £10 to Winston's Wish, which is one of the biggest reasons why I do this job. Not only because I want to eradicate the power that doubt has over us, I want to eradicate imposter syndrome. I want us to acknowledge it's there, but know that we can get rid of it, like tuberculosis to TB. I want to be like the vaccine, that we can slowly just kill it off. And we know it's out there, but it doesn't stop us. That's what I want to. This is the power of 10x in your self-belief. That's what I want to do. So I've lost my train. I've lost my train. 10x on self-belief, doubt. Oh yeah, that's it. Why? So Winston's Wish. So not only that's my big why, to be here with my family, to have freedom, but to support charity, to support Winston's Wish. Because I know that when I lost my dad when I was 8, I had no one to talk to. And if I couldn't talk to my mum, I mean, she was pregnant and we had my other 2 sisters, and everybody around me had lost my dad too. So if I started talking about him, they got sad. So who did I have to speak to? Nobody. And Winston's Wish gives that support, and they go into schools and I get choked up thinking about it. I don't get choked up about, well, obviously I get choked about losing my dad, but it's the fact that a charity like that exists now. And it's just so amazing. And I'm committing to supporting Winston's Wish for as long as I possibly can, giving them more and more and more. And that's why I always have the VIP section for these challenges, not only to level you up, but also so that I can contribute and give to a charity that is incredibly important to me. So you can upgrade to VIP, and it's £41 and £10 goes to Winston's Wish. This is why I'm here. And just to think that, like, that younger version of you, of me, of when we were younger, thinking we had all these dreams and these ambitions, and then one day something happened, or circumstances or events surrounding us stopped us from believing it was possible, when that magic was ours the whole time anyway. Like, it's your God-given right. It's your right to produce this magic and grow this magically successful business. It is your right to, it is your duty. There are people out there that need your business, that want your business. Your business changes their day, changes their mood, changes their life. And if you don't show up, then you're letting them down. So show up and be vivid and work and recognize that investing in your mindset allows you to do all of that. Investing in your self-belief and 10x in your self-belief allows you to do that. And that's why the self-belief challenge is here. That's why I created the Vivid Business Club, to embody all of those principles and also give you a community in order for you to never feel lonely again. And that's why I created my coaching and my group programs, and there's more trainings coming, because this is so important. And it's time, and you know, tough love here. It's about time you start seeing that. Not in a like, well, I suppose it is tough love. Like, if things aren't working out for you and you've done all of the courses and everything, how much time and energy and money are you investing in your mindset? when it's 80% of the deal. It's 80% of what's going to get you there. Because, and again, as Eilish Lucas said, and I can't agree more with her, if you don't have 80% of the mindset, the strategy is basically useless. You're not going to get it done. You're going to sit and procrastinate. Imagine all of those. How many courses have you done that you've not finished because you didn't have the willpower and the resilience because you were distracted or you procrastinated and you avoided doing that work? So you didn't do it. Well, waste of money. Any course is just a waste of money if you don't actually do the work. You don't actually implement it. And the reason people don't implement it is because of procrastination and avoidance. And there is always magic in the work that you are procrastinating over and avoiding. The magic is there. And the reason we avoid it is because it is unfamiliar and we face resistance because our doubt is loud because it wants to sustain the familiar, which is exactly where we are. And if we want to grow and we want to push forward, we have to do the work. We have to do the work on our mindset to stop us procrastinating. 80% of it, babes. 80%. So go and look in the show notes right now. If you're on Instagram, just comment challenge and it will come straight up. And get the link to my self-belief challenge. If you are listening to the podcast episode, it starts today, the 22nd of April. If you're watching on Instagram, it starts next Monday. And this challenge could change how you see yourself and your power. £7. God, I did get on my soapbox a bit then. Every blooming word's true though. You see, I get so passionate about it. And the thing is as well, it's not like I'm talking out of my ass. It's like I have all of the people in the Vivid Business Club, my clients, they've done the work. And now they've grown. I spoke to one of my clients. I'll just tell you a quick story about her. She's done something really out of her comfort zone, really unfamiliar. And as soon as she did it, her vulnerability, that vulnerability hangover, it just slammed her in the face. And vulnerability hangovers are your doubt and your imposter syndrome and your fear getting super loud when you've done something out of your comfort zone and done the unfamiliar. It doesn't like it. It just doesn't want you to do things that are unfamiliar and out of your comfort zone. And I spoke to her and she just sounded so upset and it hurt my heart actually. I'm not going to cry. Maybe I am. No, emotional and passionate today. Because I could hear her doubt from her brain in her voice. The pain and the anxiety and the worry of how inadequate she felt because she had stepped out of her comfort zone and in the unfamiliar. One, I just wanted to cuddle her. I just wanted to give her a massive cuddle. And because there is nothing inadequate about someone that goes out of their comfort zone. It just isn't. It's impossible. It's impossible for anybody who has said, you know, I'm going to put my head above the parapet today. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to be brave. How can bravery and having a level of courage be inadequate? So I just wanted to cuddle him. I just said, like, this is the sign that you have just grown. This is the sign that you have gone out of your comfort zone and your doubt, your imposter syndrome, your fear doesn't like it. It wants you to stay where you are. And this is going to feel uncomfortable, but I don't want you to label these feelings as negative. I want to neutralize it. Let's just neutralize this pain right now. It hurts, and I get that it hurts. And I get that it hurts. I can feel it because I've done it so many times. Like, that's why I get upset. Like, doubt hurts. You know why it hurts? You know why it feels uncomfortable? Because you are grieving a part of you that you have to let go in order to move forward. And if you don't let go of those parts of you that are holding you back, you will stay exactly where you are. And that's why it hurts so much. However, we ride the wave. And as you can see behind me, this wave is a representation of the wave that you go on as a business owner. You go up and you dip down before you go back up again. And this dip cannot, like, you cannot grow here unless you're dipping there. It just can't happen. So if you ever feel like this, I want you to just know that this is not a sign of inadequacy. It is a sign of courage. And I am so proud of you for getting out of your comfort zone, doing the unfamiliar and being brave, because your future self is going, good on you, babe. You absolute legend. Thank God you did that. So I just remember, and as well, and just say, go back to my client. I was like, this is why self-belief is so important, because it makes those beliefs that you're not inadequate so much more robust, so that you can stay resilient and curious. So you're coming to the challenge. You're coming. Self-belief challenge starts today if you're listening to the podcast. If you're watching on Instagram, all you have to do is comment challenge and it will just send you the link for my old mate, Bob, the robot. I've got another robot that I'm working on, Sheila. Sheila is going to be like, well, she's going to be really clever. And basically, this whole podcast, which is now 200 and God knows how many episodes, goes into this thing. And then you can ask any question and it will tell you an answer from the podcast. How cool is that? Really cool. That's it for today. I'm going to leave it there. It's a bit of a longer solo episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions about self-belief challenge, let me know. Go and DM me on I am Claire Hill. If you haven't already, go and follow and subscribe to the podcast. And I can't wait to see you in the challenge. It's going to be a good one. All right. Oh, and also I'll put the link here. You in the show notes, you can join the Vivid Business Club for a week. I'm going to open the doors. All right. Take care. Speak to you soon.